You know when you're just chilling and you think, I'm gonna check Instagram to pass the time, just relax a bit. So you go open your phone, get on Instagram for no real reason and start looking at things that are super important for your life, you know? Things you look at and you say, man, this is gonna have such a positive impact on my life, I'm sure of it. You know, things that help you grow as a person, as a human, but not everything. I'm not hungry. Then you're just watching reels for no reason and wonder, why am I doing this? Then you get bored. You stop and say, no, I'm tired of watching reels. Now I'm a new man. I'm going to check Twitter. So you go get on Twitter and stay there watching stuff. Then you regret it, right? There's only stuff about BBB influencer fights, people giving attention to crazy folks. That's all there is. You get on Twitter and you regret it instantly. Then you say, now I'm going to change my life. Now I'm a different person. You get on YouTube Shorts, then decide to change and quit saying you're a new person, but you end up watching stories in other people's lives, maybe because yours doesn't feel good enough. Then you say, no, wait, I need to watch someone have fun to feel even sadder. Wow, guys, it's so great here at the beach. You gotta be crazy. Life is so beautiful. I'm here at the beach. I'm rich, a millionaire. Wow, life is good. Who's out there? Who's out there doing nothing, man, loser? What a jerk. You stay there for a bit thinking it's been 5 minutes and you need to do chores. But when you check, 4 hours have passed and you realize something's off. God must have sped things up, put it on 1.5x or something because it doesn't seem possible. Then you realize you spent 4 hours watching other people's lives and think, did I forget to live my own? But hold on, little grasshopper, if you related to this, it has a name, it's called dopamine. I prefer the term laziness, you know. But dopamine is useful, I'm kidding guys, it's good to be lazy sometimes. Sometimes. Me, for example, before recording this video, I was just lying in my bed watching reels and now I'm here stabbing it in the back. Well, for those who don't know, dopamine is basically the feeling of pleasure, of achievement, you know? Like when you win something. Man, it's like a drug. Because basically humans run on dopamine, man. It's like this. Dopamine is like a big drink, you know? The difference is that dopamine doesn't come with coconut ice, right? But dopamine is basically a feeling of a completed task, you know? When doing math homework, you realize you don't know something, so you Google it, find the answer in 5 minutes, finish, and feel accomplished. You think, what a great achievement. I did something useful and should celebrate. I'm gonna watch the Corinthians game. It's a feeling of instant pleasure, right there, quick. Like when you're bored, you say, man, I wish I had a feeling of achievement, something like that. You go, I know. It's not really about wanting the feeling of a completed task, but your brain is wired for that. You know the feeling when you reach a goal? That's dopamine. It's instant pleasure, so quick, you know? That's what these short videos do. You keep scrolling, wondering what's next, telling yourself just 5 more. You watch 5 more and then keep going. It's all random stuff and you wonder why you even need it in your life. But you're still there. Oh man, you're so useless. Oh man, man, what is this? Is that a flying pig? And dude, it's a loop, you know? Because like you go there, you just keep getting dopamine, you know? It keeps hitting. The curiosity for the next video, you go there. Then you go again, man. And when you realize it, Corinthians isn't the same anymore, you know? And they lose 3-1 at home. Hey, Canal Marvin, but what's wrong with that? What's the problem with having good feelings, man? What's the problem, Canal Marvin? Do we have to be sad now? Hold on, buddy. If you're going to leave that comment, wait till you've watched the video. Hold on, my fan. The issue is your brain is addicted to avoiding boredom. Think about it. When do you start watching TikTok? You don't start watching it in the middle of your work, you know? You don't start watching it in the middle of, I don't know, when you're playing soccer, when you're at the gym. You don't watch it at those times. Basically, you watch it when you're bored, so you get your brain addicted to not being bored. Why is that bad, man? Because you can't be alone with yourself. I'm not a scientist or anything, I'm just saying what I think it is. Obviously, I did a little bit of research, just a quick look on Wikipedia, because for me, that's a reliable site. Oh, Marvin, it's not. You can edit it, man. If you can edit it, then the site has the intelligence of a lot of people, bro. But what does this addiction basically cause? When you're bored, you can't stay still, man. You can't do it. It starts causing anxiety. You start saying, man, I'm bored. What should I do? You end up wasting time and it becomes automatic. Next thing you know, you're on the toilet watching reels. Honestly, I can't remember the last time I used the bathroom without watching reels or messing with my phone. The brain gets so hooked on dopamine that even using the bathroom becomes dull. So then you're like, wow, why just take a dump if I can take a dump and watch reels and listen to music and watch a show? Taking a dump feels good, man. The poop coming out, man, that's the most wonderful thing there is. The poop coming out and hitting the water, that's the most wonderful thing there is. We're losing that feeling, man. I was taking a dump the other day watching reels and I was like, damn, man, not reels. And I said, alone. You start getting so caught up in it that, like, let's say you're in a conversation, you know? You're in a conversation with your friends, then, I don't know, the mood gets a little boring, there's silence for 2 seconds. Your hand already itches to grab your phone. You go like this, look, then you start watching, and you start scrolling through reels like this, look. I didn't like this video. And it's weird, man, because this happens to me a lot, and I'm sure it happens to you guys too. Like, you're just there and suddenly you grab your phone, you open it, and then when you open it, you ask yourself, why did I open my phone, man? No one messaged or told me to check my phone, I just opened it automatically. This happens a lot. I'll go on Instagram and wonder why. Our actions are becoming automatic. Imagine how it'll be for the next generation. Our generation was the last to experience a bit of life without technology. Now, man, the kids are going to grow up with dopamine in their heads and they're going to be bored and won't be able to handle it, man. The world is going to end. The world is going to end. I'm telling you, your brain is sending signals like, hey, buddy, give me more dopamine. Where's the dopamine, man? Where is it? Where is it? This turns into an addiction, and it's not the kind of addiction where you say, I want Wilson, I want Wilson. Where's Wilson right now? Where is he? Where is he? Where's Wilson in my body? You don't notice it and realize you're addicted, but it's something that stays in your subconscious. You're just addicted, you know? So you just depend on it for your day. You can't go a day without watching reels. That's it. Now, giving myself as an example, I don't know if that's how you say it. Sorry, guys, talking about Corinthians losing 3-1, but anyway, that's not the point. I know it might sound a bit selfish, but if I say that I would have gone much further, I would be going much further. Corinthians lost 3-1, but anyway, that's not the point. If it weren't for reels. Look at the uncontrollable habit you do without thinking, man. There were days when I even said, no, I'm going to go without it. So I already went without this addiction to watching little videos on my phone. I went 2 days without it, and man, you can already feel a difference, man. You start to look at life and say, wow, guys, life is actually pretty cool, right? Then you see that and it's weird, man, because everyone knows it's bad for you, you know? You know it's bad for you, man, but even though you know it, you can't control yourself. You've become a hostage to it, you know? You feel dependent and believe you need it to survive, but it's only holding you back. Your mind convinces you it's necessary. Man, it's crazy. Me especially, look, let's say when the pandemic hit, it was 2020, right? I was in my second year of high school, around 16 or 17. I was just a kid, you know? Not that much has changed. I'm 19 now, but anyway. But it's like my mind and my brain started developing by just watching TikTok, Reels, YouTube, getting dopamine hits all the time. And now my brain is used to always having something going on. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to explode, you know? It's something my body just got used to. We created this. We made it, man. Guys,
I'm going crazy.
Guys, seriously, there's only one thing that can save me now. It's you guys hitting like. Then I'll give you some tips for those of you who like, man, Marcos, I want to try to cut back. What do I do? Man, start living life in simple mode. They say life is a game. Set this goal. I'm going to spend a week without watching reels. If I watch reels, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. One of the things that comes along with reels is procrastination, you know? Like, I'm going to do something, then I get anxious about having to do it, and to deal with that anxiety, I open my phone and start watching reels. That happens to me all the time. Like, man, I have some boring work to do. Then the anxiety of doing it hits because nowadays everyone is anxious, right? So you go and open reels, then you stay there and you say, wow, I'm not anxious anymore. I'm forgetting about life. I'm forgetting. And then boom, the day is over and you haven't done any of your responsibilities.
I prefer the term
laziness over dopamine. But one of the things that really helps, man, is to start forcing yourself to do things. It's crazy, man, how much it helps. Back in the day, your mom used to say, hey,
son, make your bed. I used to ask why, bro.
I'm still going to use it. It's crazy because making your bed isn't just about that. It's about starting your day by completing a task. It's much easier for you to finish the other ones. You wake up in the morning, you don't care. You wake up and say, I'm not going to make the bed. You already start procrastinating. That's where the mistake begins. Then you dirty the dishes and say, I'm not going to wash the dishes either, I'm too lazy. Oh, I'm lazy, I'm going to watch reels. Then the second mistake starts. Then you're going to spend all 24 hours like that, man. Like, you're going to get into a snowball effect, a loop where you won't finish any of your tasks anymore. But now if you wake up and make your bed, go wash your dishes, you start completing tasks. Then your day becomes about that, man. Whatever comes up, you'll be able to handle it. You won't keep putting things off. It's crazy, man. This really affects your day. Like, there were days when I tried it. Like, I woke up and said, no, I'm not going to make the bed today. I'm too lazy. Man, I spent the whole day feeling lazy. Everything I wanted to do, I felt lazy. I just kept scrolling through reels. Some days I said no, woke up, made the bed, showered, brushed my teeth, and did the dishes. Then I noticed my days became much more productive. It's crazy, man, how one small action makes everything else go right. And man, there's another way to change. You know, another way was like taking Mano Menezes out of Corinthians. For me, that's already a way that changes things a lot, man. Wow, I really like that. The issue with dopamine now is that before you had to work or achieve something to get it. Today, it's just on our phones. When we wake up wanting a reward, man. Everyone wants a reward, everyone wants to be rich, but nobody wants to put in the effort to be rich, you know? Because dopamine is a reward. And like reels is a quick reward right there with no effort, you know? It gives you that feeling like, wow, this is good, man. I have no anxiety, I'm not thinking about anything, just as long as I don't have to root for Corinthians.
That's another point.
It doesn't give you dopamine, it doesn't give you instant happiness, there's no reward, there's nothing. And now, to give you an even bigger impact, man, for you to say, wow, Marvin, you're ruining my life. I want you to stop and think about something. Something people always told me, like, Marvin, stop and think that you spend a third of your life sleeping. That's depressing, man. You spend, wow, man, a third is a lot of your life, man. If you live 90 years, 30 years, you spend sleeping. You only live 60, you know? But man, sleeping is something essential. You can't live without sleeping unless you're a video editor. You can, like, it's not happy, but you can live. It's something we have to go through, man, especially those afternoon naps when you wake up sweaty, dying of heat, dying of thirst, everything's dark. You don't know where you are, but you're totally rested because that's the best sleep there is. And if it's raining, oh man, forget about me, just forget about me. It's tough knowing we spend a third of our lives sleeping, but consider how much time you've spent watching reels and other content that adds nothing to your life. Stop and think, man, like, did you add it up? I bet I've spent over a month of my life on this. If you add it up, it's more than a month since I spend at least 30 minutes there every day. It's been 3 years since TikTok was created, just add it up. Did you add up all the time spent watching other people's stories and following their lives, even people you don't like? Think about how much time you've wasted procrastinating on things like Paminha's Reels, Papi, Pamir. Now consider that time, man. Imagine if you had done something productive. To me, that doesn't have to be taking a course or studying, man, but it's really about you. For example, resting, sleeping, or going outside for a walk in the sun. Just think, you'd be a different person. That's reality, you'd be different. If you had also taken that time to learn something, to study something today, you would be good at something. For me, that's what affects the most. Man, it's at bedtime because, man, the pandemic messed everyone up when it comes to anxiety, to procrastinating. It messed everyone up, That's how it is nowadays, but especially after the pandemic, it started to get hard to sleep, you know? For those already overthinking, depression and anxiety worsened, making things harder. Instead of rationally taking medicine to help sleep, what do? You keep watching reels, you can admit it, man. You lie down at midnight and keep watching reels, then suddenly at 6 in the morning, you say, I'll just go straight to school, pull an all-nighter, then you get to school and say, guys, I stayed up all night, look how hardcore I am, man, I'm so cool. But yeah, man, and then our body gets used to watching reels before sleeping, man. Nowadays, I'm trying to stop myself from watching that stuff before bed, man, because I don't want to get used to it. No, man. Because think about it, if you take medicine, you start depending on it to sleep, but at least that's what it's made for. Now imagine your body depending on watching videos to fall asleep, man. Like, if they take it away from you, you can't sleep, you know? And it's really crazy, man, because if you stop to think about it, man, back in the day, humans were free, they were free, you know? Nowadays, everyone is depending on their own pleasure, dopamine, and you're a hostage to that. You know it's bad for you, but since you know the reward you'll get for 2 seconds, you go and keep watching it. Well, that's it, guys. If you like it, I can make a video here spending a week without social media. Man, I took on that challenge and deleted everything, spending a week to see what life is like. As you can tell, I'm trying a different style on the channel. If you like these videos where I discuss topics, leave a comment. Let me know if you want me to cover other topics like that empty feeling at school. I enjoy sharing my opinions. Big hug, I'm out. Oui.